What's up everyone, it's Mark from Silence Tech and I hope you're having a great start to the week. It's so good to be back so soon after my last upload. I swear since the kids have gone back to school, I've been throwing a party every day while trying to work on this upload. Today's video is going to be a quick one because I just want to see how much more I can upload by keeping my content short and sweet. Mainly we're going to be checking out this new all-in-one liquid cooler by Corsair. Their new IQ H150 Elite Capellix has just been released today. Before you go off and spend all of your hard-earned money, this unit performs just like the previous Hydro H150i Pro. The only difference between the two is a completely new redesigned pump. So instead of this video just being about showing off RGB Capellix LEDs, I wanted to discuss a topic about the correct radiator orientation for all of these all-in-one liquid coolers. I watched a Gamers Nexus video a few days ago and he was discussing how there seems to be a trend for front mounting radiators with the pipes facing upwards. Basically, air sits at the top of the radiator causing all sorts of issues. I will link the video down in the description and he explains it way better than I ever could. Regardless, my old builds always had the radiator mounted up top until the front mounting trend came along, and I definitely fell victim to this until I actually had a failure myself fairly recently, about 6 or 7 months ago. That's why in my new builds at least you will notice that my rads are always mounted up top. It really does depend on the case. I guess mounting a rad at the front with the pipes down would be the best case scenario, although that wouldn't even be possible with some cases due to the length of the piping. For example, I had to mount my Aorus 2080 Ti all-in-one's radiator with the pipes facing up because they felt like they were about to snap, twisted right round like this. I'm quietly hoping that the block is bigger inside my 2080 Ti, allowing for any air bubbles to pass along without a problem. Either way, temperatures seem absolutely fine. So as a rule, we should all mount our radiators up top or front mounted with the pipes facing the bottom of the case. But let's face it, that looks pretty awful and you may not even have enough length to do this in the first place. Ah, the joys of PC building. Anyway, back to the IQ H150i Elite Capellix. It now features 33 ultra light or ultra bright Capellix LEDs on the CPU block. This should pair up nicely with a set of dominated platinums since they also have Capellix LEDs. This unit will look stunning in anyone's build, but again I would only recommend a rad of this size if your case allows it to be top mounted. So if we take a closer look, certain areas have been addressed and improved. The pump head has been cleaned up with no USB connector in sight. In fact, there are now just 2 wires and one goes straight to what only can be described as a mini Commander Pro, which also allows up to 6 Corsair RGB fans to be connected up via the 6 RGB ports and the 6 fan connectors. This is a great improvement over the previous generation and it will look so much cleaner without the massive angled USB 2.0 connector hanging out the side of it, and I'm pretty excited to see what it will look like once it's installed and fired up. Swapping the new H150i over was a breeze. It took no longer than 10 minutes. I always try to shake the water about a bit to loosen up any air in the system, aiming to push it to the top of my radiator. I had to unscrew all of the top mounted QL120s, which was a bit awkward, but I soon had the new radiator screwed down and ready to go. Now, with it all installed, I must admit it looks way cleaner without the USB cable and the LEDs are very nice in person. But honestly, it's a shame it doesn't provide any better cooling compared to the previous model. Here's a little demonstration cycling between all of the different effects found on Corsair's IQ software. Okay, I didn't expect it to look quite so good. Some of the effects are insane, especially when paired up with all the other RGB components around my case. With a bit of cable management, I can hardly see any cables at all. RIP to that pesky angled USB cable. While checking my temperatures, I noticed that it performs pretty much the same as my previous 360mm all-in-one, and I was able to push my 10900K to a 5.1 all-core overclock no trouble at all. Temperatures never hit above 70 29 degrees Celsius while stress testing with IDA 64, which is perfectly acceptable for my needs. Noise has been near silent as idle, and I'm able to run each fan as low as 400 RPM. My idle CPU temperatures are way down in the 40s, and I run each fan at around 1500 RPM at full load. Here's a sound test of my full system while running Heaven Benchmark. Right everyone, that was just a really quick review. If you're in the market now for an all-in-one liquid cooler, I can highly recommend Corsair's new Capellix H150i, but if you already have the previous model, this probably isn't going to be worth picking up. My next video will feature two cases from Corsair that have just been released today as well, both the 4000X and D models. I might make a build or just review the cases, I'm not exactly sure yet. But anyway, regardless, I really hope you've enjoyed this video. My name's Mark from Silence Tech. I shall see you all very soon, guys. Goodbye.